Hello everybody, my name is Shannon Clements. Some call me the Nomadic Author, others call me Mental. Why? Because I like to think a lot. And the reason why I'm making this video today is basically to talk about assets and liabilities. Because you see, assets and let's put it like this. Why did I choose to make this video? Is because a lot of people don't know what assets or liabilities are. And then they wonder why their lives are so screwed up. They don't even know what an asset consists of, let alone what a liability truly is. They can't even tell you that. They live in a broken down household, a broken down, a dysfunctional family in a broken down household in a dump of a neighborhood in a city that's basically bankrupt. So therefore, they can't even tell you what a liability or an asset is because they have no idea what it is. They don't even know what an income statement is. So they couldn't explain these things to you. You see, assets don't necessarily have to be tangible items or things like these vehicles that you see over here on the side, or that railing, or even that sign. It can actually be people themselves. People can be both assets and they can also be liabilities. So basically, in order to explain what an asset is, let me give you the definition of an asset and put it in the layman terms so you can understand it. An asset is anything that adds value to your life. Like these signs you see on this for this business, that sign, it's an asset. It adds value to the business in which it is advertising. It lets people know exactly what it is that you're doing there, or what type of business you are. Like you got Dollar General, you got right up there, you know what I'm saying? Then you got this one that say Champion over there. I just passed it. You might be able to see it just on the side there. But anyways, that is what you call an asset. It adds value to your business. It makes your business look good. Now, what a liability, what an asset also does, it brings income into your life. Now, what you consider a liability is anything that destroys the value in your life. It doesn't add value, it literally takes away. Things are like storms. Those are liabilities. It costs you money to repair all the damage that they cause. People can be liabilities. They're always there borrowing money from you and all this other stuff instead of going to where they're supposed to go, which is the bank or a payday loan company. Now, here's something to actually think about, because if the bank won't loan a person money, and they can't take out money from a payday loan, why are you loaning them money? Think about that. There's a reason why the bank won't loan them money, and there's a reason why the payday loan officers won't give them money either. So why are you doing so? Think about that one. That person is not adding the value to your life, it's taking value away from your life. Now, what I'm getting at is you can look at the income statement of any neighborhood. If you go into a neighborhood and you look at all the businesses that's surrounding that neighborhood. They're drawing money off of that neighborhood, but they're not reinvesting into that neighborhood. They're not fixing up the houses. They're not creating college funds for your kids and all this other good stuff. They're not doing nothing for your family other than taking money out of your household by selling you tangible items. That's it. They're not reinvesting back into your neighborhood, so therefore they are a liability to your neighborhood, not an asset. Now, your job can be an asset. Because it adds value to your life. It brings money into your life. It allows you to afford the better things in life. But if your job is tearing you down over time to where you eventually can't earn nothing, and you can't sue to recuperate your losses and none of that stuff, your job is no longer an asset. It is a liability. It's costing you more money because it's breeding physical harm to you and costing you damage over a period of time to where you won't be able to earn nothing off your own values later in life. Now, I see if you're going into old age and you're working a job with her, that's one thing. Because it has contributed into your life over a period of time to where you can create a savings for a retirement. They had a 401k plan. They had a pension plan. They had all different types of things that you can invest into and actually turn into income for later on down the line. But if your job is not offering you none of that, and it's steadily got you doing all this back-breaking hard labor, doing all this stuff, but I'm not here about to talk about back-breaking hard labor. We're going to get into that later. I'm going to stop right here and get back to the assets. Now, assets, some people, say they talk to their financial advisors. They tell them, their financial advisors tell them that their house is an asset. When in reality, it's a liability. Why it's a liability rather than an asset? It's because you didn't buy that home to invest into it and sell it at a higher price. You bought that home in order for you to live in, and therefore you're continuously putting money into that house to fix it up and keep it up. It's basically the upkeep of that house. It's not bringing you money, it's taking money out of your pocket. Then some will try to argue and say, well, it's bringing you protection and comfort, but it's still a liability and not an asset. Now, if you had investment property, that'd be something completely different, because it's a home that you bought with money that you had set aside for investment. Then you took the rest of that money that you had set aside for investment and took in and built the house up, fixed the house up and brought it up to code, got all the necessary insurances on that house, and then you put tenants inside there to constantly bring you money month after month, year after year. Now your home has become an asset and not a liability. But you might want to just go ahead and just flip it, fix it up and flip it, you know what I'm saying? So that, so buy the necessary insurances so while it's in your name. So once you sell the house, you take it out of your name and you cut off their insurance. The next owners of that house now has to get all of that taken care of. It has become an asset because it put a big value inside of your life. Let me slow down a little bit because I know it's only like 55 around here. And this road is like seriously lopsided. I sometimes wonder about these roads, you know what I'm saying, because it's lopsided and it feels like the truck's about to flip over where you can get the wobbling from side to side and everything, you know. But anyways, you look at that income statement and you wonder why the neighborhoods is broken down. Burnt up houses everywhere. They say, well, these people, they're selling us goods, but it's at a cheaper price so we can afford it. But yeah, how old is those goods? That food that they selling, how old is it? I mean, I've been in the stores where the corned beef is no longer looking red. The juices of the corned beef is no longer looking red, it's looking gray. With little stuck bits and pieces floating around inside of it. And you got to wonder, how long has that corned beef been on there? But they, you know what, they turn around and say, it's still good. The expiration date was good. No, what they did was create a whole new label and slap it on there and threw it back on that shelf with a new expiration date. You can look at it and tell that is not fresh meat. The juices is turning gray. It's not red anymore. And then after it turns so gray, they slap another sign on it and say manager special. Now you don't get that you get that at some of the bigger food chains, some of the bigger grocery store chains, but at the same time, they don't have the meat sitting out there until the juices turn gray. It's still red when they put meat manager special on it because it already came up to that expiration date. So they know that it's still some good for a few extra days. So they might throw the meat manager special sticker on there for about another 5 days to have it out on the shelf. They can sell it at a lower price and still try to turn a profit off of it, and then turn around, take it off the shelf at once for whatever little didn't sell. But some of these stores, you had to question it seriously. So now you look at a store like that, they not only doing so much good, they're doing it good for their own families and their own selves. But they taking the money back to their own neighborhoods, which is way out in the suburbs somewhere. After they drew all the money out of your neighborhood, you working constantly and then throwing the money into their business, and their businesses is not fixing nothing in your neighborhoods. They're investing way out in the suburbs. They don't want a broken down house in your neighborhood unless they got your neighborhood to the point where they can literally move all you out of there and move their own people in there. That's when they start reinvesting into the neighborhood. But as long as you are there and not willing to sell, they are never going to be an asset to your company, to your neighborhood. That was never their intention in the first place. And the food that they selling is good at when they first bring it in, but over time it started going bad, and you got to look at it for what it is. Like I said, you see that meat sitting there, and the juices is no longer red; it'll turn gray. It's no good, you know. And it does problem, and it creates problems within your body over a period of time after eating that meat. It's like you're eating meat that's starting to go rotten. But anyways, so not only is that business no longer an asset to your neighborhood, none of the businesses around there is really adding value to your neighborhood. The only thing that looks good in your neighborhood is their business. That's the only thing. But they's draining money out of your pockets time and time again, steadily putting you further into debt and all this other stuff too. And then it goes even further, because once they start getting you into debt, they start turning your own people in your own neighborhood against you to go collect that debt. So they won't have to do it, or bring problems to their families. They let your own people go and do that to you. But this is not exactly what I wanted to get into. I wanted to get into a whole different matter. It's basically assets and liabilities. But like I had to take you all the way there so you can understand. That's not an asset. It's a liability. It's taking value out of your neighborhood and not reinstating the value into your neighborhood. So therefore, It's a liability, not an asset. Now, when you look at your income statement, you can you can create an income statement. It's one sheet of paper. You draw a line straight down the middle, from the left to right down the middle of the sheet. You write on the top assets, and then you can turn around and then on the bottom half, right down the middle of the paper, draw another line, and on one side write. No, you write on the top of it. You write income. On the bottom left half, you write assets, and then on the bottom right half, you write liabilities. Now, your job. Your job is basically your income. Your job is basically your income, or your business, or even your investments. Those are income, like Bitcoin and all the others. Those are income. They are liabilities, and also they are assets, but they also can be liabilities, because they both appreciate and depreciate in value. Appreciate means it goes up in value. Depreciate means it goes down in value. Now, when I look at that, your job, like I said, it can both be an asset, but it can also be a liability too. But we're going to say your job is your income is a liability. So therefore, you write your job, whatever company that you work for, whatever business you have. Then you got your liabilities. I mean, you right up under that name of your business, you write how much you earn per check. Then right up under that, you write how much you earn per month. Then right up under that, you write how much you earn in a quarter of a year, which means there's 12 months in a year, so you take 12 and divide it by 4, you got every 3 months. So you write how much you earn every quarter, which is how much will you earn in 3 months. And then you turn around and write on the next line down how much you earn in 6 months, and then you write down how much you earn in a year. Years period of time. Your year is your total overall income for the year. Now, also, if you have like old paintings, those are assets. Write it down. If you have like silver platters and all that other stuff, that's stuff that appreciates in value. You write that down. If you have stuff like the old King Louis the Sixth type chairs and all the other good stuff that literally was owned by King Louis himself, you write that down as an asset. That's an asset. Those are what you call investments. You bought it as an investment, and it is going to appreciate over the time, and you can sell it at a higher value or a higher price later on down the line. Now, your friends. I heard someone say, show me your friends and I can show you what your future looks like. I forget the man's name. He's a billionaire. He talks about this stuff, and he gets real graphic with his language too. You know what I'm saying? I liked it when I first started watching it, so I could dig his style. I understand exactly where he's coming from. But then you also got to look at it as there's another person who said if you got 5 millionaires and 1 poor person, in the future you have another millionaire in the making. But if you have 1 millionaire and 5 poor people, eventually you will have another poor person in the future. You just got 1 millionaire trying trying to hold up too many poor people. His pockets can't sustain it. His income can't sustain it. But anyways, your friends. Are your friends the types that's actually trying to help you increase your value? Not meaning they're tossing you a job here and there, you know what I'm saying? Come with me, you know what I'm saying? Let's go fix up on my house. I'll pay you a couple of dollars, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you and your knuckles. I'll give you $50 if you come in here and paint my house for me. I give you $25 just for breaking my grass or cutting the grass for me and all this other stuff. The whole time you making a small little bit, but he's fixing it up because he was invested into his property, not your property, his property. And the amount that he's paying you is not enough for you to go get your own investment property in the long run. It's just enough for you to keep fed or just to stay above being out in the streets, so to speak. It's never enough to actually help build you up. That's not a friend. That's somebody who's taking advantage of your situation because they never had intentions on making you on their level. Their whole intention was to keep you subservient to them, keep you beneath. Some people like that. I don't. I can't live like that. Because I'm just wasting all my time helping you fix up your investment property as to where I have no time left later on to try to earn more money and invest and build my own investment properties, and then turn around and hire you for your expertise in certain areas. I can't do that because I'm getting pennies and you're taking up my whole day, all week, hanging out, laughing, and oh, it's all good. It's all good. He's making all the hundreds of thousands of dollars or the thousands of dollars off of selling it, fixing up his house and selling it, or even putting his tenants in there. And you're making just enough to feed yourself for the week. If you look at some of these the cost of living is going up, I remember where the value meals used to be only $5. Now you spending anywhere from 10 to 15, maybe even 20, depending on where you go. $20. Now he only paying you $25, $30 for the day. You just got enough to get you a meal, probably a pack of cigarettes and a donut or something, and that's it for the day. You ain't got enough. You barely got a couple of pennies left to actually spend or save up so you can pay your rent. Or if you do save up that money and pay your rent, you basically starve yourself. You can't survive off of working under your friend, your homeboy, your so-called ace boom boom. Now, come on, I'm slowing down. The least you can do is speed up. What you want me to do? Stop and block the whole freeway for you? Go! Drive! I slow down, speed up. But anyways. Now, I got that on camera. The car's taking the time to slow down for you. At least you can do is speed up and get onto the damn freeway. They teach you this in driving class. But I'm not going to get into all of that right now, you know? Now, so therefore, your friend, that so-called friend was not your friend, he was your enemy. Because when you look at the long run, long down the line, as the way he wheedled you along for 10, 15, 20 years, that's 10, 15, 20 years out of your life. You can't get back. You earn nothing. He's getting everything, and you have nothing to show for all your years of hard work and labor. helping to enrich somebody else. Now, in the end, is he gonna give you a place to stay so you can just kick back until the day you die? Hell no, he ain't. Because eventually, he's gonna get rid of you. Because he needs somebody younger that he can string along just like he did your ass the whole time. You know? By that time, you probably, hopefully you're wise enough. You had no benefits, and then when he get rid of you, you had nothing saved up in the bank. You're looking at where you're gonna earn some money. All the kids that you was looking at that's younger than you, growing up, now they into the job market, and they're covering everything. And the bosses look, I can hire this person and have him here longer than you. You only got maybe 5, maybe 10 years left in. This person got 20 to 25, maybe 30 years still in it. So according to the boss, who's the better investment? That young person or you? The one that worked 10, 15, 20 years out of your life up under your friend and ended up with nothing while they running off with a slew of houses, millions of dollars in the bank, nice fat houses. They always come to pick you up in a nice spiffy car, all that good stuff. They built it off of your back, and it's sad. But it happens. That person, to an extent, was an asset, but really, in the long run, he was a liability to you. He was no good for you whatsoever. So you put those friends to the, under the liability category. Now the one that's willing to take you in, you might say, all right, I have you work for free for me for a small period, for maybe 2 or 3 months. Reason being is because he's showing you the ins and outs of the whole entire process. How to build the business, and then turn around and start paying you for your services, and then help you build your own business, and then separate from it. That is what you call a mentor. He made you his protege. For those who can't understand that, but they understand Star Wars, he made you his Padawan. And you was his, and he was your master. For those in the martial arts, he was your sensei. You were his student. That's just the way it is. But there was adding value to your life, not stealing your life over a period of time. There was adding value into your life over a short period of time, not stealing your life away from you over a long period of time. That's what you call a mentor. All the rest of the other stuff, they can try to spin it all they want and try to look good, but then as soon as you start doing good, they want to come right back to you. See what's going on, who you got in your life that's building you up, because when they broke you down over that 15, 20 year period, they never intended for you to get rich. They intended you to be broke your whole life and being broke, poor, broke, tired, and lonely in old age. So now they got to find out, who is this adding value to your life? Oh, for real, that's who you're dealing with. Then they want to make friends with that person and try to see if they can sever you to it. He'll run away with the asset, and you just lost the value of your life again. Now, as somebody, a wise man, once told me through one of his videos, his name is Jeff Rose. He called those type of people blue falcons. No matter what you want to do in life to enrich your life, they're always there to try to tear it down. Because they never had good intentions for you in the first place. They're always the naysayers in your life. Those are the people that you write down on that in the liability section, and those are the people that you eventually is going to trim off your meat. Now, they're the fact that you're going to trim off your meat. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want none of that fat back meat. You want meat. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that's going to fill you up but not make you fat. Slow. You know what I'm saying? And stubborn. And all the other good stuff. You want that slim trim meat, not that fat back meat. It's no good for you. You're going to trim people just like that. All those naysayers, get rid of them. You don't need them in your life. They are liabilities that was taking income out of your life, not adding value to your life. And you got them in just about every industry there is. You even got them in the trucking industry. As where you had thoughts of trying to become you got somebody come and ask you what you doing with your life, but not once or offer not one inkling of an iota of perception into their own life, other than the fact that you looking at them questioning you about your life and telling you what you should and should not be doing. You tell them, well, I've been driving as a company. I've been driving as a company driver, you know what I'm saying, so I can learn the trade, learn where all the routes are and all this other stuff, and learn the business itself by working for a company. But now I'm thinking about going into leasing my own truck. I want to start my own business. And you know what their first thing to tell you? No, I don't think that's a good idea for you. You just started this, and then they start running out all the reasons why you shouldn't do certain things. And some of the points may be valid. But at the same time, how will you know what you are capable of doing unless you actually put forward your good foot, so to speak, in the direction of the path that you want to travel? You know what I'm saying? Get your nose wet. Get your feet wet. Learn about it, you know what I'm saying, firsthand, instead of just listening to somebody naysay you all the dang on time. You don't have time for people like that. I run into people like that all the time. No, you should just stay as a company driver, trust me, and it lasts longer and all this other stuff. Oh, really? Well, what you doing? Oh, I run my own company. Oh, you run your own company, but you're gonna tell me not to run mine. Why? Because now you're cutting into